somehow climbing back into the top 10.
You can't just make things up.
I'm not sure why. I've never seen it before.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back. It's 3rd and 48. I'm Galoob. He's Tommy. If you're just joining us for the first time, we are live on YouTube for the first time ever. Excited?
I'm jacked.
Excited. Let's go.
One more platform to add to the other platform.
Facebook will get to face the YouTube live video uploaded to it. Facebook's really just not a place for growth, to be completely honest with literally everyone. That's okay. We're live. We're here. Start me off. What is the Rolling Stones song? You know what it is. Start me up. Start me up? Come on, baby. Once you do, I'll never stop.
What you want to start with? You want to start with what we're known for? A little pigskin? A little leather?
Proceed.
Can I go Homer for a second?
Please do.
I just found out this today, and I'm biggest Raiders fan you know.
Mm-hmm.
They put a contract in Jimmy G, a clause in Jimmy G's contract because he had foot surgery after he signed his contract.
Sure.
They put an addendum in the contract that said they can cut him at any time with no financial penalty if he fails to pass a physical.
And you can pretty much fail him for a physical at any time.
Anytime.
You can find something. It's like writing a ticket. It's like a cop writing a ticket. Oh, your back tail light is a little bit lower than it should be. I know it's probably a manufacturer defect, but I got to write you a ticket.
So I was under the impression that Jimmy G had a 3-year deal, like 70-something-ish million.
Right.
There's nothing. If they don't want it, if he comes into training camp and he's not what they thought, you're done. Get out. No penalty, no cap, no nothing.
So here's the problem that I have for you. Are you going to roll Aiden O'Connell out? You don't have another option, so it seems like you're going to be paying Jimmy G this year anyway.
It's either roll with Jimmy G or have the worst quarterback room in the league to position yourself to get.
Ooh. Who's the other quarterback?
I mean, if you don't have Jimmy G, you're going to roll with nobody on purpose, so you can be the worst team in the league, right?
Oh, my God, that sounds so miserable.
If that gets you.
God, don't try to sell me on it, because that just sounds like a whole wasted year of my life watching.
If you have a horrible year to get 15 years of Caleb Williams, wouldn't you do it?
No. That's not a guarantee. You always say that, though. We're on different pages.
If they're even putting him into, like, the poor man's version of Patrick Mahomes, you wouldn't give one season for that.
And you can't just say things. You can't just say things. Listen, if you're just joining us, this is a live Looking on Talk. We're live on YouTube, 3rd and 48 podcast live. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for joining us. Follow us on TikTok. I'm Galoob QB1. He's Thomas the Lefty. We're on all platforms. As soon as the show is over, Spotify, Amazon, and I forgot one important, Apple Pods. How about Apple Pods?
Apple, iHeart.
So
on them all.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy you got the cord.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
That's huge.
This is news to me.
You can cut the cord with no responsibility. It's fantastic.
I don't want to stay Homer, so I'm going to transition into, you just used the word cut. Cut. DeAndre Hopkins gets let go this week. 2 years removed from me and you unanimously saying he's the number one wide receiver in the league.
I still think he's top 10, but I don't think anyone is interested enough when they know the Cardinals are going to have to cut him. Like, you're just trying to get something out of it if you're the Cardinals, but there's no reason for anyone to give you one.
Are you saying right now?
Right.
D-Hop's cut.
I'm just saying. They tried to trade him.
Right.
But if you're another team, you know they're going to cut him anyway because they're not going to have another option. So who cares?
From what I was reading, Chiefs and Bills were the only two teams that inquired about a trade, and neither one of them had the contract to break it down. So, but now I see Von Miller's backdooring him, calling him and texting him every single day, trying to get him to come to Buffalo.
Why not? I've heard D-Hop to Buffalo for a while.
These super teams are wild.
Here's the thing. I was just talking top wide receivers, top 10 wide receivers, top 15 wide receivers. Stephon Diggs is falling a bit down the list there.
A little bit.
But if you put Diggs and D-Hop there, along with Gabe Davis, who was playing well, Buffalo's outside receivers is going to be nuts.
Jesus. Yeah. Oh, God. I don't know. I don't see. I also don't know, is D-Hop at that point in his career where he just wants to ring chase and take a little.
Wouldn't you be?
No, you want money. Do you want a little? I mean, I want money.
He's got money. He's got money.
Do you want a little BS contract just so you can go ring chase for a year?
What do you think about the wide receiver core in Denver? I actually love Jerry Jeudy if the guy can stay healthy and healthy.
Jerry
Both of
Jeudy's
those
happy.
things. Jerry Jeudy could be happy. Who's the other cat? Sutton. Sutton's a stud too. Sean Payton's in town. Russell Wilson's going to get him rolling right. I think so. I think you're okay in Denver if you're a Broncos fan.
I also saw Russell Wilson has been getting in immaculate shape this offseason. He's cut a lot of weight. He was a little puffy last year.
Breaking news: last year, Russell Wilson was a little bit puffy.
I'm not saying that's why he was trash last year. I'm going to go that was the head coach's fault. But, like, he's back into Seattle shape. So
He was puffy. Speaking of guys named Russell Wilson, last week we talked about quarterbacks not drafted in the first round.
Okay.
You said quarterbacks that are not drafted in the first round are always trash. I've compiled a list because I said that's what I was going to do.
Gotcha.
Now, I don't think it's fair to go back way back, but there's a lot of guys. Did you know that they even had 17 rounds
Yes.
in like 1940 or whatever? Bart Starr was a 17th rounder. George Blanda, a 12th rounder. Norm Van Brocklin in 1949 was a 4th rounder. Joe Theismann was a 4th rounder. So those are the old guys that got out of the way. That's like I don't think we can include that.
Okay.
Because that's not real.
Okay.
Although the fact that Bart Starr was a 17th round draft pick, that's pretty amazing anyway. Let's go with second round or later quarterbacks in general over the last 20 years. I'd have to guess that is. Matt Hasselbeck, round 6.
Okay.
Super Bowl appearance, 3-time Pro Bowler. Trent Green, round 8. Do they even do 8 rounds now?
No, obviously.
That's crazy. 8th rounder, Super Bowl winner, 2-time Pro Bowler. I don't think he was a starter when he was a Super Bowl winner, right? Trent Green? He was a backup. Was he backing up Kurt Warner?
Backup. Okay. He was the starter until he got hurt.
Right.
It should have been his team.
Mark Brunell, round 5. Guy's borderline Hall of Famer, probably won't be. Owns almost every Jaguars record. Your boy Rich Gannon was a 4th rounder.
Mm-hmm. MVP.
I got a couple more old ones on there. Sorry. I'm going to rattle them off just because Roger Staubach was a 10th rounder. Johnny Unitas was a 9th rounder. Those guys are legends. Brad Johnson, round 9, Super Bowl winner. Mark Rippon, round 6, Super Bowl winner. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 7th rounder. That's the last round now, right? 7th round is the last round?
Okay.
I think. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 7th rounder. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, started this year. We're getting to the guys that are more recent. Matt Castle played 14 seasons.
Okay.
Was a 4th rounder. Dak Prescott, 4th rounder. Kirk Cousins, 4th rounder. Jimmy G, Derek Carr, Andy Dalton, 2nd rounders.
Mm-hmm.
Russ Wilson, 3rd rounder. Bailey Zapp was a 4th rounder, saw significant playing time last year. Sam Howell's a starter this year, 5th rounder.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm getting at with this entire list is,
Okay.
yes, the pedigree matters, and usually it does factor into how many chances somebody gets. But like the take it, hit the ground running, and turn it into something, it really depends on the guy, and it really depends on the man in the uniform. I don't think the draft stock is as much as what we give it credit for.
I guess my counter to that would be you just rattled off about 20 names in the history of the NFL, which goes back 100 years.
Right.
So 20 guys in 100 years, that's one guy in the last – one guy per 5 years goes after the first round that makes any type of contribution. Yet there's 40 quarterbacks taken every year.
I didn't say the greatest quarterback of all time. I didn't even have to say that one. But then my point is there's a ton of guys that are not first rounders that have these are just guys that I thought made like significant contributions to their teams.
I got you.
There's a lot of guys that get opportunities. And you don't hear about busts
Right.
that are 4th rounders.
Right.
Guys that just wash out. You hear about them when they're first rounders. But there's a lot of first rounders that also wash out. I would say a majority of them.
I mean, it's always going to be 50-50.
I'm saying you should take quarterbacks in the late rounds all the time, just because.
Yeah.
All right, that was my homework for this week. I hope my presentation went well. You're welcome. Late round quarterbacks, there's a chance.
We'll see. We'll see.
Who's the best one on the list besides Brady?
Uh,
Don't take the old guys. That's not fair.
I mean, recently, I guess you would go Prescott and Cousins, right? Both fourth rounders.
Russ is a Hall of Famer.
Oh.
Russell Wilson's a Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah.
All right, sorry.
Yeah.
What else we got football-wise?
Super off topic. Will Ferrell is being talked about being cast to play John Madden in John Madden's biopic. Do you see any resemblance?
So I guess my question would be: is he going to take the role serious, or is he like going to be like? Is it going to be a mockery of John Madden? Because I feel like it won't be.
No, because that would be super disrespectful.
Right.
Madden's such a god.
But Madden was also like
goofy.
He was a goofy guy, right?
But
if Ferrell has to toe a line,
Yeah.
if he comes off as like making a mockery of Madden and being too goofy, it's going to seem disrespectful. You're right.
Right.
I don't know. I'm interested. I'm going to watch it. I didn't know there was a thing.
Yeah.
Is that like a Netflix thing, or is that like going to theaters?
I would imagine if it's got Will Ferrell in it, I would imagine it's going to be a theater movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's in the early stages.
Count me in for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited. But if it's because a lot of Cubs fans took his Harry Carey as disrespectful, even though like it's hilarious and disrespectful. People thought he was being like saying that Harry Carey is stupid per se.
Oh God.
Pretending he was dumb per se. Yeah. But I'll watch it. I'm in.
I would definitely watch it because obviously Madden's probably the best coach in the history of my team. So
Right.
that's something I would have to watch.
So I sent several things this week in the group chat.
Okay.
Everyone knows about our group chat. It's gang group chat. It's kind of like never mind. I'm not going to get into it. Lamar Jackson says this year, we're going to throw the ball. How serious? Serious or not? Is that a real thing?
I mean, if you have Odell, you have now Zay Flowers, and you have the guy that's coming back from injury. So you got three guys that are number one, number two receivers. Like, I feel like you got to. Like, why would you spend all that money and just continue running the same old offense? And I already know your answer, but you have to say it so they know your answer.
Dude, here's the thing: you can't throw the fucking ball. I think that's going to be the issue. And you know what? I love to hear it. I love to see it. I want to see Lamar Jackson throwing the football this year. Nothing would make me happier. And actually, you know what? You know what the best case scenario really would be is if the guy proves me wrong. Because I'm in the grand scheme of things, I'm not shit. I'm just some guy talking. He's going out on the field and playing the game.
I feel like you're totally discrediting the year that he had like 40 touchdowns. Passing. Okay, but here's the thing.
You mean when he threw for like 2,800 yards and they only threw in the red zone and it was all to like wide open guys? Because it was off of RPOs? I get it. It works. It does work.
So if they do more RPOs and Jackson is doing more bootlegs, he's doing more moving the pocket, scrambling to his. He'll be going to the.
Do it.
He'll be going to the right, right? Yeah, he'll be going to
He's
the
not
right.
right-handed, yeah.
Yeah. So he'd be moving to the right.
Although some would argue it's more beneficial to roll it to the left because defenses expect you to roll right.
Right,
So
right.
if you move the pocket left, your lesser corners usually over there. Irrelevant. Continue.
So I'm just saying, do an RPO, roll to the right side of the field, cut the field in half. If you say he's not great at going through his reads and his progressions, cut the field in half.
How long does that take to adjust to for defense?
I mean,
You'll leave the backside wide open if that's the case. You're going to double the first guy,
Right.
and your reads are going to be undercut, and backside's where you should be looking. I just don't know the ability to do that.
what if this is all like a plan for the Ravens to put the seed in? Hey, we're going to throw more. We're going to
We're going to run the ball 45 fucking times.
and then they just keep doing it. I mean, because like literally, like you're like the most anti-Lamar go. Not him as a person, but him as a quarterback. You're like the most anti. When he's healthy, you can't say it doesn't work when he's healthy. Yours has always been a
I didn't say it didn't work.
yours has always been it can only work for so long. But like if he's healthy,
It can only work for so long. That's the biggest thing. What up, Alex? Good to see you. It's been a while. I have your toes on my phone. I feel like usually I have to pay extra for that. And if Lamar Jackson kissed your husband, like you're missing out on bread from TMZ. I'm just saying. What are you even doing?
I don't know. I said it weeks ago. I'm expecting a giant giant bounce back year from Lamar. Because there's no distractions in it now. He's there for the next 4 or 5 years.
I'm going to bounce back for the first 6 games, then I'm going to sit for 3, then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to play 2. And then Tyler Huntley's going to take us in the playoffs, Bo. That's what's going to happen.
When Lamar's healthy,
No,
the Ravens are the second best team in the division.
Has it ever happened?
They just went 14-2 a couple years ago.
And then what?
Lost in the playoffs.
Hey, guys, I'll see you later. I'm going to go home now.
But we're in the time where if you're in the AFC for the next 10 years and your name is not Kansas City, you're probably not going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
How did you? Well, Joe Burrow knows how to beat Kansas City.
Apparently not.
Once. Didn't he beat him twice? He's beat him twice already. They lost the last time they played.
Okay. And then Joe Burrow got smoked in the Super Bowl.
And then Kenny Pickett's going to destroy all of them.
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. Write it down. Pickett at Pickens. Pickens.
I got one for you. We're just doing a little around the league NFL right now.
We're just
Getting
making
everyone
sure.
caught
Hey,
up.
if y'all have actually restart both of these. Restart both of these real quick. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, quick break here, folks, on the YouTube. And on the pod in general. Sorry for the break. All right. Let's go. If y'all have questions, we've got you on the big screen here. We've got you over here. If y'all have questions, let's drop them live. Let's address stuff live. We got an inquiry. Best 10 running backs, best 10 wide receivers in the league right now. I don't know. We can simmer on that for a minute. But if y'all have questions, drop them right now. We'll address them as we go. We don't have a whole lot going on in NFL, so we're going to hop around NBA, MLB, golf. Might talk about like what kind of shoes I'm going to wear next week, where we're going on a golf trip. Who knows? If y'all have questions, roll them. Let's go now. What else do you have where we can interject here while waiting? I'm telling you, y'all are on the big screen right now. We can see it.
Yeah.
So whatever you got, shoot, and we'll roll with it.
Something awesome I saw this week because I hate them as a franchise ever since the Tuck rule. Pats are losing 2 days of organized team activities because you're not allowed to have contact in the offseason, physical contact between players. And they're out there having contact, I guess, like padded contact.
Right.
Obviously, that's illegal with the new deal or whatever in the offseason. Like, how many of these little things do the Patriots have to have before we just go, like, is Belichick, like, the biggest cheater in the history of the NFL?
I mean, is it cheating? I guess it's cheating.
I mean,
you're not following the rules.
It's clearly a rule.
I get it. Yeah. Steeler Nation, what's up? Questions, y'all got them, y'all drop me. Y'all want to talk about something specific, let's go. And if you are just joining us, Spotify, Apple Pods, Amazon, we're live tomorrow morning. We're live on YouTube right now. TikTok's a live look-in. I'm Glue QB1. He's Thomas Lefty.
What up?
Yes. I think, like, Belichick desires to push every rule to a certain limit. And then once he breaks it, he can back off a little bit.
I feel like
They never break anything like crazy, though. They like push it right to the edge. They finally get popped. You want to talk about the video thing?
the year they got caught taping the Rams walkthrough before the Super Bowl.
Right, but they were getting away with it for so long, probably. Who knows how long that went on?
And then they got caught again taping the Bengals.
That's how they got sloppy. Also, like, why are they not just switching game tapes?
I feel
You're
like
getting schemes for this
every
week, I get it.
single year the Patriots do
So
something
is this a Belichick thing?
illegal.
Is it Belichick?
Nothing in that franchise happens without going through him first. But the bigger picture is the further
Belichick's a cheater.
the further we get away from Brady being there, the less mystique Bill Belichick has.
So Brady looks better. Belichick looks shittier.
I think so.
I agree with you.
I think every year that goes and the Pats do absolutely nothing without Brady,
I'm with it.
the gap gets wider.
Hey, if you've never heard the gap getting wider, you haven't been with us on a Friday night. I don't even know what that means. I just said something.
We recorded
Bears over on wins?
2 phones and a laptop.
Yeah, so right now we've got, 3 phones. We got 3 phones and a laptop going right now. I've got a setup coming in with microphones and an extra camera. So we got a lot of stuff going on.
What's the Bears over under so we can both answer that?
Yeah, what is the Bears over under? I wish I had it pulled up. Can you guess the over under? Let's play the guess the over under game. What do you think?
Bears over under. I would say
it's coming in like 4.5.
I was gonna say 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah.
And I would go with over. If it's 4.5, I don't know the line. What is the line? John Gruden's back in the NFL? Is that a thing?
He's helping the Saints install the playbook with Derek Carr. Love to see
Is that
it.
allowed for him?
Love to see it.
Oh, well, Chucky and Carr get along well, right?
They were neighbors in Vegas.
What y'all got there?
I'm a Broncos fan. With Peyton at coach, he can't be trusted. Are you saying Peyton can't be coached or Belichick can't be trusted?
It's hard. I mean, pretty much nobody can be trusted. You don't trust anyone. That's rule number 1.
He's wearing his team. He's got the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Sorry, we're here.
And I've got all the.
You know what's
Raiders
more outrageous?
background.
Before I even talk about more football, is 58 degrees in South Carolina at the end of May. This is preposterous. I don't want to hear about any global warming. It's just erroneous. It's cold as fuck out there. I'm freezing. It sucks. Bengals are the team to beat.
They should be the team
Is that
for
what
the
you
next
mean?
decade.
I mean, fuck the Bengals. I've been to Paul Brown, and we usually win there.
They're going to be
I
a
get
top
it.
3
Like,
team in the AFC for
Joe
the next 10
Burrow is a
years.
cool fucking guy. He's a cool dude. It makes me sad.
Yeah.
But the Bengals are going to be good for a long time. They're they're probably going to have to let T. Higgins go. Chase will be around. Burrow and Jamar Chase are going to be together for a while.
All right, I made a list.
Here's a list. He's got a list.
These are 6 premier players in the NFL right now.
All right, hold on to it for 1 second. Let's answer that. Vikings over under 8.5 wins. I'm giving you over. I think the Vikings are going to have a good year this year instead of last year.
100% over. And then it's going to be very tough to let Kirk Cousins walk after you have a playoff year.
And they go to the playoffs again. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, where are we at?
What up, Kerr?
Keep the questions coming. We'll interject them as we go.
These are 6 premier players that are due for a contract extension very, very soon.
And go.
I just want you to tell me yes or no. And if you say no, tell me why you would not give them one.
All right.
Jonathan Taylor just led the league in rushing 2 years ago.
How old is he?
Young.
Yes.
Yes? You hate running backs. You said no
But
to
he's
Josh
like
Jacobs.
25.
Josh Jacobs, 25.
Is he? He's a banger, though. Taylor's not. I mean, obviously, it depends on what he wants.
Jonathan Taylor just missed a whole year, and you're saying yes? And Josh Jacobs just led the league in rushing, and you said no?
Yeah, but Taylor did it with crap.
They just had the worst line in the league.
No, they didn't. They had a great run blocking line, pass blocking.
Wow. Wow.
Call me. Listen, you call me in the middle of the show. I don't know what you're doing.
What a pose.
All right.
Yep, so that was a fun. You're saying yes, extend Jonathan Taylor, even though you hate running backs.
So are you extending or are you picking up the option?
He wasn't a first rounder, I don't think, so you'd have to extend.
If Jonathan Taylor will sign a 2-4, I'm in.
God.
What? 2 years?
Justin Jefferson. Easiest yes in history.
Obviously. Pay him whatever he wants. He's the best wide receiver in the league.
You're 100% comfortable making him the number 1 paid receiver in the league.
100%.
So he's going to make over $30 million a year because Tyreek's at 30 right now.
Here's the problem. So, yes. Here's the problem.
Okay.
I'm cheap anyway by nature, but
Okay.
he deserves to be the best paid wide receiver in the league. My issue with paying him is Minnesota's direction.
Okay.
What are they paying him for? Who's going to be throwing on the ball? What are they building around?
He's only been in the league like 3 years, so he can't be any more than like 24 years old.
You're going to give him 3 years guaranteed and probably a 5-year deal.
Yeah, sure, of course. I mean, that'll only take him to, I'm guessing, like 27, 28,
That leaves
29.
time for another. Yeah.
He'll be just peaking at the end of this contract.
My problem, not a problem. My issue with working out that deal is going to be if I'm GM in Minnesota, what's our long-term plan?
Okay.
So we're going to give him a lot of money, and we have to have somebody to be able to get the rock to him.
Raiders went from Carr to Jimmy. They didn't upgrade. They should put Rodgers with Adams.
So Jimmy is Derek. Derek is Jimmy.
Also, Aaron Rodgers with the Jets, if you haven't.
Who wins the NFC North?
Bengals.
I think you're looking at Vikings again.
Hell no.
You're looking.
Jared Goff.
He's going to say Lions.
Jared Goff.
I'm still a Vikings believer. I was a believer last year too.
Dude, the Lions are.
I will say the Lions are. That's exciting. That's exciting.
I'm a diehard Raiders fan through and through and through and through, but I love the Lions.
Yeah.
I love that culture they're building.
I love Lamp.
All right, I got 4 more guys.
4 more guys.
Tristan Wirfs, either the first or second best right tackle in the NFL. Right
Tampa,
tackle.
right?
Tampa.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to want over 20 years to be a right tackle.
Yes.
Okay.
That's standard.
Okay. Brian Burns,
Ooh, in Carolina.
edge rusher, Carolina.
No. I know.
Yikes. Yikes.
You're going to pay him what TJ Watt makes?
He's top 10 pass rusher in the
I'm
NFL.
aware.
Those guys don't grow on trees.
Is Carolina ready?
Shouldn't they be like 2 years off? Maybe. He's still in the middle of his first. He's in the middle of his rookie deal.
I'll give you, since they have Bryce Young, they have Bryce Young on a rookie contract. I'm more okay with it than if they had a star veteran quarterback. So yes.
Okay.
But with stipulations.
Okay.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of signing running backs long term. I'm really not a fan of defensive cornerstones getting paid what TJ Watt does. Well, you know that. I wasn't happy with it. TJ Watt's amazing. Big fan, obviously.
So are you saying if
It's a
you
lot
were
of
the
money.
GM of Pittsburgh, you wouldn't have gave TJ Watt a 5-year deal? Is that what you're saying?
Probably not.
Because that would be asinine.
I will be asinine. I'm the asinine.
Wowzers. I got 2 more.
Who wins the NFC North? Oh, sorry, I already answered that. Never mind. I apologize.
This one's a no-brainer. You're going to say, Della, you're a fucking idiot.
Who got DeAndre Swift? Who did sign Swift?
DeAndre Swift went to the Eagles.
Philly.
Yep.
That's right.
Crowded backfield there.
They need it. They run the ball 45 times a game.
45.
Lions are a bit of a sleeper.
Nick Bosa.
No.
Yikes. He'd maybe be the hands-down best defensive player in the entire NFL.
I'm not signing Brian Burns or Nick Bosa.
Wowzer. So we just wasted the number 2 draft pick to not re-sign him. If you were John Lynch.
Here's the thing. It's easy to say yes or no. I can't just say, yes. If I'm going to say no to anything, it's defense because I'm an offense guy. The problem is you got to sit down on the negotiating table. And I'm down with it. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Let's see where my out is, how dedicated you are, how incentive-laden we can make this contract because I'm all about paying for performance. I'll pay you 30 if you're going to guarantee you get this many sacks. So let's make it incentive-based. I'm all about an incentive-based contract.
Nick Bosa's brother got 120. So that's going to be the floor for a contract. Because he's better than Joey.
Fucking guy. Stop going chalk. I'm just trying to mix it up.
Last one, you probably don't even know who it is. Quinnen Williams.
Defensive tackle.
Jets.
They have a rental at quarterback. Yeah, fuck it. Sign it.
He's an agent.
Defensive tackles are hard. Defensive tackles are more valuable than defensive ends. I said that. Defensive tackles that are top tier are more valuable than defensive ends.
So that's the 6 premier guys that are going to be looking for new contracts in the very, very near future.
So how many I'm signing 3 of 6. And even then, I'm leaving it open to discussion. You want too much money? What's the movie? Mr. Deeds, where he calls his dad.
You said yes to Jonathan Taylor and no to Brian Burns and no to Big Nick Bosa. That is insane.
Listen, sometimes I just say things without rhyme or reason.
Running backs are not a premium position, and the 2 edge rushers and the D tackle are like ultra premium positions.
Hey, listen. 12 sacks, all pro bowler.
You don't have to tell me.
Hey, Barb.
I'm aware. Tell this guy.
Hey, Barb 80. What do you mean? What do you want to tell me?
You've been anti-running back forever, and all of a sudden I say Jonathan Taylor, and you're like, yeah, sign him. Give him everything. Make him a franchise player.
I said what I said.
He's got the same agent as Darius Leonard, so he's probably going to get it.
I need to be an agent.
Yeah.
I should not be an agent.
Uh,
I would be like Lamar Jackson doing his own contract. That would just be impossible to deal with.
somebody just said, "Where's Derek Carr going?" Are you guys?
Nick Bosa, you got to
Real?
hook that man up. You know what? If I'm sitting in an actual GM seat, I probably am. We can't just sit here and give you the news. I got to be more ridiculous.
Derek Carr,
How come
4
I'm not
years,
signing him?
$160 million with the New Orleans Orleans Saints. He's their starting quarterback next year.
Who?
Derek Carr.
Of course, they're going to the playoffs.
Somebody just said, "Where's Derek Carr going?"
Oh, where's Carr going? He's going to the playoffs in black and I guess it's gold.
Yeah.
It is gold. Not my kind of gold. See, that's why, Pittsburgh people get mad if you say yellow, which makes no sense because this is clearly yellow and I'm all for yellow. Wiz Khalifa says yellow. We can claim gold all we want.
Did you wear all your military camo attire today because of this weekend, or was that random?
I actually did not. I was just fucking cold. It's cold outside. It's
Gotcha.
57 degrees
Gotcha.
and raining. I actually wasn't going to wear the sweater either. The hat I just threw on anyway. Wait, what else? You know what else? How can we talk about a little bit of basketball for a minute? Because as soon as you texted me last night, I had already been checking on the score. I wasn't watching the game. What?
That shit was amazing.
Oh, it was good. I wish I would have seen it live.
I watched every second.
Because Butler stepping up to the line and just knocking down 3 in a row. Bop, bop, bop. Hey, let me drag my iguana dick back over the bench for this timeout. And then who even took the shot? Who took the 3?
I think it was like Jaylen Brown, maybe.
Was it Brown?
Marcus Smart.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Way off.
Clanked
It's the front of the rim and bounces backwards and the tip in. Oh my goodness. I bet that was in Miami too. I bet the wind was just sucked out of that fucking place.
Do you feel like the biggest asshole on earth if you're the guy that didn't block out Derek White?
I feel like you'd have to be. Greg Popovich would choke you on the. I'm sorry, not Popovich. Bobby Knight would choke you on the sideline as soon as you got back if you missed a block out on that play. If you miss that block out, you're getting thrown across the floor like that chair did back in 19 whatever.
Game 7 tomorrow in Boston. Who you going with?
God, who am I going with or who am I rooting for?
Who you going with?
I think the Celtics are going to win, but I'm rooting for Jimmy.
This will be the only 3-0 collapse in the history of the NBA.
Ever. That would be wild. How big are Jimmy's nuts? How big are Jimmy Butler's nuts?
So I watched the whole game last night.
Uh-huh.
Kyle Lowry is a shell of himself.
So is like half the team.
And Kevin Love.
That's not a real guy.
Kevin Love
That's
didn't.
the ghost of
He
Kevin
didn't
Love.
even get in the game.
Didn't even play?
Didn't play.
You know what's ridiculous on their 12-man is still Udonis Haslam. He's still on the 12-man roster.
He's an assistant coach.
He's
basically.
taking up a spot on the bench.
Yeah. And when you get to the playoffs, your roster, your rotation gets down to like 7 or 8 guys anyway. So
Right. But it's like, hey, what'd you do this game? DNP. Put me down for DNP.
he's still making millions every year, which is awesome. I'd do it.
What? G Money said Palomalu is all-time trash.
And he spelled it wrong. So it's a double whammy.
Jeez. Yeah, Troy Palomalu sucks, man.
I mean, his last year, he was dog water. But before that, like,
What, when he was 40?
yeah. I mean, you guys kept letting him play for some reason. He was clearly done.
Hey, Ben played last year, too.
We went to see Ben's last year. He threw it to the Raiders 4 times.
What was that? You know, I enjoy troll comments. I feel like that was a troll comment, but you didn't mean it. You were just trying to get my attention. You got my attention.
A sweet profile pic, too, G-Money.
That's what we call my brother sometimes. All right, what was I talking about? I'm sorry, I got off track. So, who are you taking? Because I'm taking Boston. I'm rooting for Miami, but I'm taking Boston.
Yeah, I'm taking
It's at the Garden.
my brain and my heart goes in Boston.
First time ever in NBA history.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler just has to do everything, and you just can't do everything. It's not fair. The Celtics have like two. The Celtics have 2 all NBA players on the roster, borderline 3 sometimes. Like,
You say threesome?
yeah.
Please don't ban me on TikTok. I said threesome.
I had a good one. Is this good or bad for the Nuggets that this series keeps getting drug out, and the Nuggets are just sitting there?
Right. Let me get to that.
The Nuggets will not have played a game in over like a week, maybe 2 weeks by the time the final starts.
Okay, before I answer that, would this series be any different with Tyler Hero playing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tyler Hero can give you 20 a game.
Okay. I feel like Jimmy's just running on gas. The Nuggets sitting for so long, I actually think it's a good thing for him.
You didn't watch the game last night, so you don't know. This game shouldn't have come down to the damn tip-in. The Celtics were up double digits. They get into the second half and they just blow it. Like they kind of like they start doing the NFL prevent defense shit, and it just costs them. They let their take the foot off the gas.
I mean, to be completely honest, though, like the game, they shouldn't have won.
No, absolutely not.
After Butler hit those 3 free throws, they should not have won.
Absolutely not.
The series should have been over. I still don't know if either of these teams have enough juice to hang with the Joker and the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are going to win handily. I think it's going to be an easy game to win. Series.
Ball is life, just said Joel Embiid or the Joker. I'm taking the Joker all day. I apologize to you for this. I think Embiid is soft. Soft.
God, I like Embiid, but I think it's a no-brainer. You're taking Joker. I do like Embiid, though. He said nah.
I think Joker is already.
I mean, they're both MVPs, though. Like it's just personal preference, I guess.
I've seen a dominant center before. I've never seen a big man that can pass like Joker. Maybe a little bit Arvydas Sabonis, maybe a little bit Hakeem. I've never seen a guy that just casually puts up a triple-double. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Jokic just goes out there and gives you 37, 15, and 12.
Also,
and, no one cares.
You just fucking name-dropped Arvydas Sabonis. Stop it.
Arvydas Sabonis was one of the best passing big men in history.
I mean, I know that, but we're 40.
C-Web, Arvydas Sabonis.
C-Web, I like that one. That's good. People know C-Web. From Philly, can't switch teams. I'm from Chicago.
The other thing is, like, you look at Embiid and you're like, that dude is dominant. That dude can destroy people. You look at Joker and you're like, I don't know, man. He can't jump high. He can't run fast.
Please tell me.
But he just destroys everyone.
The videos where oh God. There was one where he played like a fucking Jeopardy type game with who's the other dude on his damn team?
I don't know.
Who's the other good guy?
Oh, Jamal Murray.
Him and Murray were sitting there playing a game, and God, his answers were absolutely. It was like watching Mr. Bean try to answer trivia questions. I gotta pull it up later. It was hilarious. Put the heater up for the summer. No, check it out.
Got it. Dude,
But it is 58 degrees here in South Carolina today, so it's cold in here. I say in here, it's not. We've been talking about it's 80 degrees in here.
Not to like bash Philly, ball his life, but like James Harden's not that guy. James Harden is not that guy. I don't think he loves basketball, and I don't think he'll ever win a championship. Him going back to Houston would be the best thing ever for your team. You need to get some dogs in there.
I've been rooting for Philly since AI. I mean, as much as you can root for another team, because obviously I grew up outside of Chicago when Jordan was playing. I was a young lad watching MJ, but AI was definitely my second favorite player. So I've been wishing good things for you, except for when you kicked the shit out of the Cubs last weekend. Anyway, what else you got?
That's all I got. NFL, NBA related.
That's it. Okay.
It is the dog days of sports.
Have you watched any baseball highlights?
You already know the answer to that.
You've watched sports.
I can't.
You've watched sports.
I can't.
They have highlights.
You know what I was thinking today?
You were thinking about how in the late 90s, early 2000s, they had web gems and baseball highlights were cool.
It was. Very much was.
Can you get back to that?
There was almost nothing in the history of sports other than Jordan playing.
Okay.
That was more exciting than when they would do a cut-in to a Barry Bonds at bat.
Yeah.
It was electric.
And you know what's upsetting? They didn't have that feature. Like they did cutaways, but they didn't have where you got to watch the whole at bat during Sosa McGuire.
Right.
And that would have been fucking incredible. If they had that feature where it pops up in the corner of the screen and you watch it live every time Sosa McGuire were pushing 60, pushing 65. Because we were close to that. I was right in the middle of Illinois. We watched that whole thing. It was awesome.
The Mets closer being out this year is a huge bummer to
Right.
baseball.
I only love Edwin Diaz and the fucking trumpets.
Send me the trumpet man.
I mean, it is cool. I can't take that. It's cool. It's cool.
I mean, the coolest thing in baseball is Bryce Harper's walk-up song. To me,
Bring Sally up.
nothing's cooler than that.
Well, Bryce Harper's just a cool motherfucker.
I'm on the train now.
Harper's a bad dude.
I thought he was overrated for a while. I think he's lived up to the hype now.
Hey, how long have we been together? It's been 20 years now?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
Anniversary's coming up.
I am the pitcher. So,
If you have to say it, you know what that means. Hey, Perk Nowinski. You get points just for your name.
all-time great comment. No one in the world gives a shit, but I read that today is the biggest day of the year for motorsports.
Yeah, Coca-Cola 600.
600, Indy 500,
Andy,
and the Monaco Grand Prix.
I don't even know what that is.
No one cares, but like if you're
A lot of people care.
if you're like a motorsports guy, like today is your Christmas.
Today's Christmas if you like cars.
I'm not watching any of the three, but like,
I've watched nothing.
and they spread them out all perfectly, so like you can watch all three. They don't like mix with each other.
Biggest day in the history of motorsports.
Oh man.
Thank you, Pamela Escobar. Pamela rules.
Yeah.
If you don't like NASCAR, take down the Harvick banner. It's not about liking NASCAR. It's missing the real NASCAR because NASCAR fucking sucks now. So.
This is Harvick's last year, so that we are going to celebrate that.
Actually, you know what's even more hilarious? That's supposed to be in my garage.
It's like,
No, I traded you. That did happen. I don't even know. I don't remember what I gave you.
give me 1 second. I'll show you guys something really cool so y'all can make fun of this idiot right here. Give us some input. What y'all got? Baseball?
I just read that someone in London gets stabbed every 52 seconds. Poor guy. That's a good joke. It's one guy gets stabbed every 52 seconds.
I'm gonna go joke first. Let me go joke first.
That's a good joke.
Here's a good one. I heard this another day and I died.
I'm just glad you're here, Michael.
What's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean?
I don't know why.
I've never paid $200 to have a garbanzo bean on my face.
That's a good joke. Did that come from Syria?
It took me a while.
Did it?
I was dying to laugh at that one.
Good one. That's a good one. I like AI because he's small like me.
Yeah, London doesn't have guns.
Got to root for the little guys. No, he's saying that the same guy gets stabbed every 52 seconds. That's rough. That poor guy. My mom said, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Turns out I'm adopted. It's mid.
Not as quality.
Mid, yeah.
Oh, you're 38 and you're still saying mid. Oh, man. Let me show y'all something cool real quick. All right,
There we go.
All right, so if y'all can see this right here, you see this Super Bowl ticket poster right here. That right
Oh, they
there,
can see it on theirs. It's
Okay.
right
that
there, right
is
behind his
a
head.
ticket of every Super Bowl prior to like 2000, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
It's got like 40 Super Bowl tickets and it's framed and it's got like the scores and the dates and all that shit.
It's 25 years of Super Bowl.
Okay.
25 tickets.
This moron, if y'all are our age group, y'all remember the year where the Heisman came down to two guys. Colt Brennan, quarterback for Hawaii, who I think is dead now. And
Did he die?
he's dead. He's dead.
What?
And Tim Tebow. I said unanimously,
No, there was another one. You gave me the field.
those are the two big ones. One of those two.
I was high on the Colt Brennan train.
Colt Brennan had over 50 touchdowns playing in a not real offense, but Tim Tebow destroyed the SEC in one of the best collegiate seasons in history. This guy said, "Nope, Colt Brennan's winning the Heisman." I said, "You have."
He threw like
You're an
50
idiot.
damn touchdowns.
I said, "You're an idiot." They're giving it to Tim Tebow. It's always going to go to the SEC guy, obviously. So, idiot.
They gave it to the SEC. I'm a fucking idiot.
Always goes to the SEC guy.
Justin Herbert MVP season. I'd love to see it. I love Herbie. And he's in the AFC West, so I don't give a shit. All for it. Justin Herbert MVP season. Let's go. MVP season, Justin Herbert.
I would rather he breaks his ankle week 1, honestly.
Here we go. Steelers. Here we go.
Does Justin Herbert have to do something amazing this year after having probably the biggest playoff collapse of all time last year?
Oh, that was rough to watch.
You lost to T-Law and the Jags, being up by 28?
You know what also is going to be cool? Trevor Lawrence. I'm excited to watch Jaguars this year. As long as we don't have to fucking play.
Is there any shot the Jaguars don't win the division? Is that the easiest bet in the NFL right now? Jacksonville Jaguars win their division.
We did this last week. Is it Indy,
Houston,
Tennessee, and
Tennessee.
Houston? You would think. What are the odds on that? It's got to be low.
Tennessee is the only one that has any chance at all of competing with them.
Yeah. Hold on, Mike. I got to restart this. It keeps fucking me here. I don't like it.
Won't put money on it. Michigan will win the Natty. I'd love to see it. I don't think so, though. Girth Brooks. What a name.
Who's Girth Brooks?
I don't know. Just met the guy.
What up, Girth Brooks? We're friends now.
Tennessee will win it. I saw their quarterback can throw the ball 70 yards.
82
82.
yards. He threw it from the 20, front foot on the 20. Guy caught it a couple yards deep in the end zone.
And he was doing backflips.
That's fucking incredible.
Seems like an easy way to blow out your Achilles before the season starts.
I once saw Michael Vick throw the ball out of a stadium.
Powerade commercial. Very real.
Happened. I was there.
Yeah.
LeBron was also there. I saw the video as well.
Oh, we didn't even get to LeBron.
Oh, can we talk about LeBron?
Any chance LeBron retires?
No.
No chance.
I think he wants to play at least one game with Bronny.
That's always been the consensus. But
Yeah. Do you think he goes back to Cleveland?
if I was Cleveland, I would not want him.
You don't want him?
Cleveland has a squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's he going to do?
You stay in LA.
I mean, he'll just take one-year deals until he finds out where LeBron's son is going. He's going to go hang out with his son. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have to sign a multi-year contract. It fucking means nothing.
What if the team that drafts Bronny doesn't want him?
Do you sign him to like, hey, sign me for one game so I can play? Because, I mean, when's he even going to be a professional? 2 years? He's one and done this year, right?
Yep. He'll be
So
playing for
LeBron plays this year. I don't know. I feel like they would let him play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know when like Seattle had Griffey Sr. and Griffey. They weren't going anywhere. When the Pirates had senior bonds and regular bonds, they weren't going anywhere. They let them play together. Like, that's a cool thing for a franchise to do. And I don't think it's happened in a while.
Oh shit! I just saw the story.
And definitely not the fucking NBA. That's amazing. That's fucking incredible.
You just asked me, did I see anything cool on baseball this week? I said no. I lied.
Saturdays are for the boys. Sunday is for Jesus and the homies. I was at church this morning, and now I'm with my homie. This is also like the second part of my communion. I'm pretty sure what is it called? Sorry, the DG Yingling and Son Brewery in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. It's a Christian outfit.
What's the question?
You would be for the Ravens. You know what sucks? Damn Ravens fan. The closest Pittsburgh game to South Carolina this year is in Baltimore, and I am not coming. I'm not coming to Baltimore.
You don't want to see the $250-something million man?
Right, Lamar. Actually, I kind of want to. Like, I would love to catch Steelers Ravens and then an Orioles game because Adley Rushman is that fucking dude. Who's Gunnar Henderson, stud rookie? I would love to catch both. I would love it. Yeah. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I will come up there for that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What did I say?
I saw something old in baseball this week. Are you aware of this story?
Big story. It's story time.
It's an old story, but
Old
I
story.
just became aware of it. King Griffey Sr. finished his career with the Yankees, right? You know this story?
No.
Ken
I know
Griffey,
that.
Ken Griffey Jr. finished his career with the Yankees. One of his last seasons with the Yankees. He tried to bring Ken Griffey Jr. into the dugout before a game. Apparently, Steinbrenner said to Ken Griffey Sr., we don't want any kids in the dugout before the game. All the while, one of the other Yankees players, a white player's kid, is fielding ground balls.
Oh, it's allowed.
Is allowed.
No, I didn't know.
So Ken Griffey Jr. said because of that, his entire career, he would have never signed with the Yankees for any amount of money.
Fuck no, I wouldn't either.
So, just a story I heard Griffey telling this week.
Oh, weird. George Steinbrenner is a shitbag. Breaking news.
Handicap. I'm currently sitting at a 14.
I'm probably 16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play as much as I used to. Is there a golf thing up? Are you just talking about golf? I thought maybe we had something golf in the background. We are going to play Tobacco Road in Sanford, North Carolina.
Did just book Tobacco Road.
Couple months, yeah. Tobacco Road, and then we're trying to figure out the secondary course we're going to play. Thoughts on Mike Evans being halfway to Jerry's receiving yard record?
I think Mike Evans is criminally underrated.
He's really good.
He casually puts up 1,000 yards every single year, and nobody talks about him.
I feel like that's a joke, though. That's just a weird way to say it. Like, we appreciate Mike Evans. It's like Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's wildly underrated too, and I don't know why.
Not anymore, though.
Yeah.
I think he's.
Oh, it is. It's not a joke. Well, I thought you were like being facetious. Like, hey, he's halfway there. Does anyone care about Mike Evans? Obviously, I don't think he'll make it to Jerry.
I would like to see
Mike Evans is criminally underrated. He's totally right.
What? How far ahead of Jerry Rice's first 3 years is Justin Jefferson right now?
It's true.
Because he's got to be. His first 3 years have to be way better than Rice's first 3 years.
I would imagine. That happens a lot, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, you get this trajectory, and if you average, like, how many guys have went, like 3 to 5 years and then just fizzled out? But if you had the trajectory right in the middle of that 3 to 5 years, like, this dude could break records.
Right.
And then they get hurt or they wash out or whatever. That probably happens a lot, especially with the emphasis on offense that happens in the NFL now.
The two ones that come to mind for me are Mike Thomas and Odell Beckham Jr. They both had 400 catches their first 4 years in the league.
Oh, OBJ was, that hype train was insane. Yeah. Longevity definitely plays a big part. So since we're talking about longevity stats, he loves to roast me for saying Matt Ryan is not a Hall of Famer because all his stats are longevity stats, but at the same time wants to give LeBron credit for all his longevity stats. I understand LeBron's great, but him scoring more points than Kareem is a longevity stat.
I think the biggest thing about LeBron is that...
Or Matt Stafford.
Stafford's got a chip.
Now, but before...
Right.
You were like, he's on Matt Ryan's level. He has a ton of numbers and nothing to show for it.
I think...
It's not the same as LeBron. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all.
I think Matt Ryan's a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. I constantly get roasted for saying Phillip Rivers is not a Hall of Famer.
Maybe that's what I'm talking about.
I say Phillip Rivers.
Are their numbers comparable?
I think you can tell.
Matt Ryan should have won a Super Bowl.
Should have.
Yeah.
Should have.
Yeah.
I think you can tell the story of the history of the NFL and you don't have to include Phillip Rivers. So.
He's an outstanding human being, too. But, like, you could tell the story of the NFL without any of it. Sorry, I don't even know what I'm saying. Without a lot of guys that are Hall of Famers, you could get by with, like, skipping them.
I was a huge fan of Deion Sanders. They asked Deion Sanders what he thought about the Hall of Fame, and he said it has turned into the Hall of Very Good.
It is.
Deion Sanders said you can be a borderline, like, Pro Bowler for a couple of years and you're getting in now.
You know what's wild that comes up? Because I talked to Dad today. I don't know if Dad's on there or not. he said in the end of July, he's got free tickets to Canton.
Mhm.
And I'm supposed to ask you if you want to go with him, me, and Mitchell, who's not present, obviously.
Hmm.
Would you like to make the 8-hour ride to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
On a weekend?
Obviously.
This is on a weekend, of course.
I guess we're going to Canton. Dad, you heard it live. We're coming to Canton. We'll figure out the day later. I do think the if only Peyton Manning played into his 40s. You know, somebody left Peyton Manning off of his something list. Was it top 10 quarterbacks list?
Sketch.
Where would you put him on the quarterbacks list?
Oh, gosh.
I know it's hard to do on the spot. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Is he second?
Second?
Is he second?
Really?
I mean, other than Brady, who's better?
I feel like Joe Montana is 100% second. Because it used to be 1A, 1B.
Is he?
And I think Brady's taking over a go, undoubtedly.
Brady's number one, and there's no conversation. It starts with 2.
Montana's 2.
Okay.
I mean, my opinion, I don't know what y'all got. What do y'all got over here? What do you got over
I like what Ken Smith says. I think if you're just talking regular season, I think Manning's better than Montana. Once you get into the playoffs, obviously it's Montana. So you'd have to divide it. And they give MVPs out for regular season. So.
I so much hate like the generational conversations though, because I can't imagine Montana being in today's game with today's like nutrition, all of the things that Montana. I feel like Montana would have been Brady. Brady would have been Montana. Brady just played in this era. Montana played in that era.
I also think
smashing beers, ripping cigs in the parking lot, ripping cigs in the locker room. They didn't take working out as serious as they do now. They didn't take their diet serious. They're the same fucking guy.
I'm not trying to cut down Joe Montana. Don't take this as me dissing him, if you would call it that. Bill Walsh invented the West Coast offense.
Correct.
The NFL hadn't seen that before. So he benefited off of running a brand new offense that no one had ever seen before. It takes years to catch up to something like that.
I know, but see, Brady and Belichick ran the same thing. It's that same damn thing with the same coach. 89 Niners are arguably the best team ever. You know what? We're going to save that for next week at 7 p.m. I'm going to put together a best teams list, and then we'll get into that. I don't want to try to have that conversation right now, especially because I'm not prepared for it. I like it. I like it.
And you're asking me, or somebody's asking me, my list of best quarterbacks. I never got to see Joe Montana play with my eyes. Neither did you.
I saw him at the end of his career in Kansas City.
That's
the earliest I can remember.
That's not good. So that would.
He was still good. He was still a Pro Bowler,
but not.
He took Kansas City to the playoffs, and that was a shit team.
He wasn't Joe Montana though.
He was. It was like watching Jordan with the Wizards.
So
that's what it was like. It was comparable to that.
The second best quarterback I've ever seen is Peyton Manning.
But you always say that. That's why, like, I can't get into generational stuff. We can't do it. It's not possible.
Yeah.
Like, Bart Starr has like 12 championships.
The best
Joe
quarterback.
Namath is a fucking legend, but he only played like 7 years or some stupid shit.
The best thrower of the football I've ever seen, which is different. I think the best thrower of the football I've ever seen is A-Rod.
Oh, fuck A-Rod.
It's just it is
Actually,
what
you know what? Not fuck him. I like him. I feel like I could hang out with him.
I love A-Rod.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like his team attitude though, because I'm definitely a team guy.
If McAfee loves him and the guys from Barstool
Oh,
love him,
I love him.
He's amazing.
I love hanging out with him. But he's got that attitude that is like not conducive to being the leader of a team. You know who else had it?
Yeah.
Big Ben. He's not like a natural leader. He's not a fucking rah-rah guy. He's not going to hype your whole team. He's not that guy.
Oh, I'm not a fan. I didn't.
But they have the same attitude.
Derek Carr pisses me off every year.
Jeez. 84 Bears. I've heard that so many times. I know.
I mean, you can't. I don't.
Otto Graham. I was gonna bring him up, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
was football even real back then? That would be my first question.
Yeah, but like guys like him and Y.A. Tittle, they revolutionized the passing game.
Like Jim Brown leads the league in rushing 10 consecutive years or some shit like
We had this conversation so many times. That's why you can't compare eras, though. It's so hard to do. It's so hard to do.
And somebody just had a really good comment. If
Mr.
Steve Young was able to do the exact same thing with the exact same team as Joe Montana did, does that mean it was Joe Montana, or does that mean it was a lot of the team contributed?
Okay, if both times that Tom Brady was on the bench and Matt Cassel could go 11-5, or Jimmy G could come in, is that the same thing?
Is it?
I don't know. Is it? Because then Brady goes to Tampa, wins the Super Bowl. Montana goes to a terrible Kansas City team and takes them a long way. I'm just saying.
I
It's
don't
not
like that.
Weird
I
thing.
don't like that.
It's just really hard to make a comparative argument.
I hate when people say Tom Brady went to Tampa and he just carried them to a Super Bowl. People never say that was like a top 5 defense in the league. I think it was a top 3 defense in the league.
That is my point. Joe Montana went to a bad Kansas City team and took them to the playoffs. Tom Brady went to a good Tampa team and they won a Super Bowl.
Patrick Mahomes had to run behind the line of scrimmage 500 yards in that Super Bowl. It is documented. Patrick Mahomes had to run 497 yards behind the line of scrimmage to get away from the Buccaneers defense in that Super Bowl. It's not Tom Brady. That time.
Jess said you're boring. What do you want to talk about? What would be more exciting? I feel like we're right in the middle of a podcast, but we're getting into TikTok stuff, so let's get it going.
After that year, Kansas City redid their entire offensive line just because of that.
Jess, give me something. Give me something that gets you hyped.
Emiliano Grilli. I actually did watch that. First, I watched the Live final, and then I switched over to PGA and watched that.
Today?
I'm a big golf guy.
Yeah.
Harold Varner got his first win today. Big Jordan guy. Loved it.
Big golf guy.
That was what I was going to say.
Here we go. He was going to say
out of all these new developmental sports leagues, I'm loving Live. I
Yeah.
haven't watched a second of the other 2 football leagues.
Mm.
I've watched almost every Live tournament so far this year.
See, I like watching XFL. Actually, it's well documented if you go back on the podcast. He doesn't like XFL. I like football.
Mm-mm.
I will literally drive down the road and, well, hell, I coach kids football now. Tampa Bay had Patty doing his best friend Targeton impression. Sorry, friend. Prayers lifted for Fran Tarkenton. Garoppolo, will he pass the physical?
That was what
we talked about.
Started
that
the
earlier.
pod with tonight. That was news to me. That
So I think he will pass the physical, though. I think you're rolling with Jimmy G this year.
I think,
Or will they fail him?
with Jimmy G, I think we have the potential to be a top 10 offense. I really do.
Wowzer!
I really do.
Out of left field. Going not chalk. But see, you can't. Like, you're not chalk, but you're going homer.
Tell me if this is unrealistic. Devontae Adams, top 2 receiver in the league. Jacoby Myers is your number 2. Hunter Renfrow over 1,000 is your number 3. You have a first-round tight end, and you have the leading rusher in the NFL. How's that not top 10? What do you think?
I think your best option would be cut Jimmy is Derek. Derek is Jimmy. They're the same. They're going to fucking be a borderline playoff team. Definitely Brock Purdy. But I say that. Super excited to see what Trey Lance can do because I was like high on him, and then all of a sudden he just never got a chance. Yeah, that's the problem. Purdy earned what he has. If Purdy's healthy, Purdy's the starter. Yeah. Not a chance what? Adams is top 3. Actually, you know what? Oh, sorry. I have Adams at the 5 spot. Sorry. Will you argue with me on that?
What?
Devontae Adams, I have as my number 5 receiver.
Who's the 4 ahead of him?
JJ, Chase, Tyreek, and Kelsey.
He's better than Tyreek, and he's better than Kelsey.
Not a chance.
Not better than JJ.
Not a chance. Jamar?
Better than Jamal.
He's better than Jamar Chase.
Right now.
Whew.
Right now he is.
Stormy Daniels for Secretary of State. Is that something we get to vote on?
Oh, God.
Can we vote on that? I'll vote for it.
Not a chance. Raiders have top 10 offense. Okay. Who has a better offense this year? Raiders, Steelers. How about that?
Ooh, I smell a bet.
How about that?
I smell a bet coming. I'm going to piss. BRB.
He's arguably number one. He's top without a debate. Raiders. Thank you. Mike said it's no debate. He answered very fast.
Really?
Yep.
I don't like that.
I don't understand how Jimmy G just gets shit on. I really don't understand it. And you have the same offensive coordinator that throws the 2-yard, 3-yard passes and then expects the receiver to break a 10-yard run every time.
Matt Canada?
You still have him, right?
I mean, yeah, but I feel like the offense didn't look. I feel like he was working with what he had. Sorry, not trying to sneeze in y'all's ear. I don't know. You can say awful all you want. All these guys are professionals. They've worked their ways up. I hate it. It's so easy to shit on coaches, but they have taken the long road to get there more often than not. Better offense than the Raiders to us. I will take that bet. I owe you an antiquing already.
I wouldn't even think about it. The Raiders are better offense than the Steelers. If you're just putting your offense,
I think so.
if you're putting your 11 on offense against our 11 on offense, we're better.
What's the basis of this bet? Total yards? Points scored?
Let's go with
Or straight ranking?
Let's go. Let's go points.
Just straight points scored.
Points.
See, I don't love that.
Why?
Because in the AFC West, y'all score a lot more points. Like when we play Baltimore, it's going to be low scoring. When we play the Bengals, it's not going to be like when you play the Chiefs.
We've got one of the toughest schedules in the NFL. I think you're on the other side of that.
Points scored. Nice man cave. He appreciates the man cave. Thank you, Jess. Appreciate
It
it.
took years to accumulate.
It has taken time. All right. I'll go you points scored. What do we bet now?
Round of golf.
Round of golf it is.
Loser pays.
Write it down. Loser pays. This is a long-term bet. Points scored by the offense. Round of golf. Boom. Consider it
Bills,
done.
Jags, Vikings, Niners, Cowboys, Eagles. I mean, you just named like every elite offense in the league.
That's what I'm saying. But you could be throwing the ball a lot and trying to play catch-up all game.
We'll see. I try my best to go not homer. I'm just looking at our skill position guys compared to other people's.
All right, we got a round of golf on it.
Yeah.
It's all good. Top 10's pretty wild. Yeah, I think
Devontae Adams, leading rusher, 1,000-yard slot receiver, first-round tight end. I mean, it's tough to compare other skill position groups to that. Everything depends on Jimmy Garoppolo's left foot.
Everything depends on Jimmy Garoppolo's left foot.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's put a bow on it.
let's wrap this thing up. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Listen, tomorrow morning, at least hit play. I know you've been hanging. I know you've been listening to what we fucking said. At least go to Spotify, Apple Pods, Amazon, whatever you got. Hit play. Third and 48 podcast. We're live on YouTube now. We're usually live on Facebook, TikTok. I'm Blue QE1. He's Thomas the Lefty. We are available on every social media outlet, and we try to update as much as possible. We'll have stuff going on soon enough. Hopefully, we'll get some trivia going.
I think
You
Michael
down for
Myers
trivia?
will be a top tight end in the
You
league
down for a trivia night?
instantly.
Can we do a trivia night?
Sure.
Probably gonna do trivia night. I'm gonna pull one together. What was our homework for this week? We had homework to do. Best teams ever.
Yeah, right.
Teams.
Got it.
Yeah. Teams.
Got it.
I'll hop on it. We'll see what happens. All right. Give us a follow. Give us a like. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate y'all joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Hit us up on all the things. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Later.